Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jay from Sony Alpha Lab. So what I have for you in this video is the new Canon R10. So the purpose of this video is to help total beginners get the Canon R10 set up as quickly as possible so you can start taking photos and videos with your new camera. I don't want you guys stressing about settings and stuff like that on day one. This will get you familiar with the camera, used to holding it, and basically just more comfortable using it. Learning the more advanced methods if you're a beginner can be daunting, and I really think it's important that you get out there and start shooting right away. We all start somewhere, so don't sweat it, guys, all right? Now, here's the funny thing about us humans. At some point, you're gonna get the itch to learn more. You're gonna try to take a particular photo you might have seen somewhere, and then the "how did they do that?" question is gonna pop into your head. That is when you know it's time to come back for the next tutorial on the more advanced camera modes. All right, guys, let's just get right into it. So I got the R10 kit with the RFS 18 to 45mm kit lens, and this is what it looks like when you take everything out of the box. Now here is the neck strap. I'm not gonna use the neck strap because I'm gonna mount this to a gimbal to do some testing pretty soon. So I'm gonna keep this to the side, but it's pretty easy to put on. You just have to weave it through these little straps on the side of the camera. And I recommend putting a neck strap on. I'll actually have higher quality straps linked below if you're interested. But anyways, the first thing you're gonna wanna do is charge this battery. So here's the battery, and you're just gonna wanna put it in the charger. If you've never done this before, it's not very difficult at all, but that's how you do it. You just throw it in there. There's an arrow lining up there to make sure you have it the right way. Now you have a charge light that'll light up orange when charging. This full light will go green when the battery is completed, and it just has like a little AC plug right here on the back. You just open up. Very straightforward. So once the battery is charged, you're ready to put it in the camera. So let's do that. All right, guys, so looking at the bottom of the camera, you have the tripod mount point here, and here is the battery door where you put the battery and the memory card. So if you open that door up like so, you just hold the battery like this, and it slides in this way. Like so. And it locks into place, and that locks by this little plastic lever there. So if you want to take the battery out, you just pull this lever back, and that will pop the battery out if you want to charge it or whatever in the future. Now, you also need to put a memory card in there. See that slot there? That's for a memory card. So the card I like to use is the SanDisk Extreme Pro 300 megabits. Now this is a UHS 2 card, which this camera supports, so it will read and write faster. And you'll notice on the back it has extra pins compared to a regular UHS 1 card. So these UHS 2 cards do cost more money, but like I said, when you're trying to get the photos and videos off your camera onto your computer and stuff, it will transfer much faster. In addition, if you're taking lots and lots of photos in rapid fire mode, the buffer on the camera will fill up, and the faster the memory card is, the faster that buffer will clear. So if you're a sports shooter, for example, and you love to take rapid fire photos, getting a faster card will help you in that regard. Now, when you put the memory card in, you're gonna put it in with the letters facing back from this perspective, and it just pushes down and then locks in. And to take the card out, you just push on it again and it'll unlock. And then you can grab it and pull it out. So let's just close this door and watch this. It automatically locks. You don't have to slide the lever over. Looking at the front, we have the body cap here. So what we're gonna need to do is mount the lens. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna unscrew the body cap. So notice there's a little line there. So when we unscrew this, the line's gonna go to like top dead center, and it's gonna line up with that red dash. And if you wanna put the body cap back on, you just gotta line that dash up as you see here and then turn it. So there is the sensor, and here are the lens pins. All right, so I took the body cap off. Here's the lens cap. So you got to take the lens cap off of the lens, and notice how the lens has those pins as well. So that's how the camera communicates with the lens, via those pins there. When you go to mount the lens, there's this lock pin here, and that's what keeps your lens from falling off. And this button here controls that lock pin. So now let's line up the dots here. So we have the red dash to the red lens mount. See the red dash there, and you have the red dash on the lens. You just got to line those up like so, and then twist clockwise and listen for the click. That's the click that I just showed you from this lock. So if you want to take the lens off, you need to release that lock pin. So squeeze that, and now you can untwist the lens. But once it's locked, you can't take it off. So you're good to go. So the next thing you're going to need to do is open the lens, because the lens is in the compact closed position right here and it's not going to work. And you're going to get a warning on your camera like, open the lens, it's not working. So you got to turn the lens and now it's in the open position. So now it's ready to use once you take the lens cap off. So just squeeze the cap there and you can take the lens cap off. So now you have the camera set up and you have a zoom lens here. So it goes from 18 all the way to 45. So you have a decent zoom range there, and you do actually need to zoom the lens yourself. It doesn't do this automatically, so you have to physically turn this to zoom the lens. Now this is the manual focus ring. You're not going to worry about that for now. This is what I'm going to want you to do for the first time out. I'm going to want you to turn the mode dial to this A+ setting. Now the A+ is the full auto mode, and that means that the camera is pretty much going to do all the thinking for you. And if you're a total beginner, I really think you should start there, as I mentioned in the intro. So let's do that, and then we will turn the camera on. All right, so now the camera's on. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go into the menu here, and we're just going to want to check a couple of settings. So the first thing you're going to want to check is image quality. Now I recommend just leaving this on JPEG mode, which is how it's set here. So I have it set to large JPEG fine quality. I would recommend leaving it there. If you want to get more pictures on your memory card, you can change it to the lesser quality here. And notice on this top right, it's telling you like how many photos you're going to get at that full resolution. Now watch when I put it back to the large. See how that number went down to 7,000? So it's going to take up a little bit more file space. And if you guys want smaller photos, you can go to medium and small as well. And then up here on the top is where the raw options are if you want to get even better quality, but we're not going to worry about that for now. So I'm just going to hit the menu button and go back. Now what I want you to do is if you hit the info button here, it's going to go between the tabs. So just hit the info button until you get to the gear icon. Now, if you scroll down, here's where the date and time is. Let's go in there and set the date and time. Now, this camera has a touch screen on it, so you can just touch what you want to do, or you can use this navigation wheel here. So I already set this up, but let's just say we're setting the date. So I'm going to click set. Right there it says Q and set. So I'm going to click that button, and now I have the little arrows to change the date, as you can see here. So you just hit set again, and now you can move to the next one, or you can just touch it with your finger like that, and then you can go up and down to change it. So when you're setting the time, it is a 24-hour clock, so just make sure that you have it set to the right hour if it's, past 12. So right now it's 10:17 a.m. So I'm just going to click OK here, and I have the time and date set. All right, guys, so the one other setting I want to show you here is the movie record size. Now, by default, the camera puts it in this mode, which is just HD at 30p, and you can see the resolution there up top. So I want to change that to 4K 24p because that's what I particularly like to shoot in. Now, you can have this set however you want. We'll learn more about that in future videos, but you bought a really high quality camera, you might want to try out the high resolution setting. So I do recommend putting it in 4K at 30p or 24p, depending on your purposes. If you need a higher frame rate, you have 60p right over here in full HD. That's what that setting is. So I'm just going to hit set. There we go. All right, so now if we swing the screen out like so, I have a little test chart set up here just to show you really quick. So because we're in full auto mode, the camera is giving us these warning menus, and they're not really warning menus. They're more like just letting us know what mode we're in and stuff like that. So you can just hit the shutter button to click past those menus, or when they pop up, you can click to get rid of them. Like for example, if I press this button here, see how this warning came up again? So it's telling me to choose the effect from the presets, blah, blah, blah. This is what came up a minute ago. So just ignore these for now. You can just hit the little info button there to checkbox so it doesn't come up again, and then click OK. All right, guys, so the shutter button over here is the button you're going to need to press to take photos. Now, if you press this button just a little bit, it's going to focus, and you could hear it beeping. So it's locking onto that test chart in front of me. Now, if I press the shutter more, it's going to take the photo. So it's like a two-stage button. Now, you could just touch to focus, though. Watch this. If I just touch up here, now it's going to focus on my A7C in the background. If I focus over here, now it's focusing on the bike that I have on the bike stand in the background. It's like incredible. And then if you want to turn that off, that focus mode, you could just hit that little off button on the top of the screen there. Now, if I want to record video, all I have to do is hit this button, the button with the red dot. It's the record button. And now I'm recording video. So you can see I didn't have to change any modes or anything. The camera is just now recording video. And that's pretty much all there is to it when using this full auto mode. So you can get out there, you can take some photos, you could zoom in and out like so. You see how it's zooming? All right, guys, so one other thing I wanted to show you is if you're in a dark environment, the camera might tell you to raise the flash. If it tells you to raise the flash, there's these two little tabs on the left and the right of the flash. Just raise that up. And now you can see the flash is raised. That's the flash. And when you go to take the photo, the camera will fire the flash, as you just saw there. So the other thing is this viewfinder. So notice when I cover up this little sensor with my thumb, the little TV in there lights up. So you can use this viewfinder to take photos as well, and you don't have to use the screen. So the viewfinder is awesome for photography when you're outside because it's really bright outside and it's hard to see the screen. So be sure to put your eye up to this viewfinder and try that out as well. All right, so you took some photos, you took some videos, and you want to check them out. So all you got to do is hit this little playback button here. See that playback button? Just press that. That'll bring you into the playback menu. Now, if you want to just play your video, you can just hit play.
And now I'm recording video.
It started playing. See that? You could stop it. Here's all your controls. Now to go back, you can just hit the menu button and you can actually pinch. If you pinch, it'll change the size so you can see all the stuff that you got on here. Keep pinching and it'll get smaller and smaller. So then you can just click around or you can scroll through here. I don't have enough photos to scroll, but you can scroll. Like if you have lots, like here I'll be able to scroll now because they're a little bigger. But I just took a bunch of photos, so let's take a look at this one here. Double click it, it gets bigger. Now if you want to zoom in, you can just pinch, but also notice right here, it tells you if you turn the wheel, it'll zoom in for you as well, and it's referring to the wheel on the top. And that's how you can get a better view of your photo. And then you could navigate around and make sure you got that focus sharp and so forth. All right, guys, that is about it for this video, but please stay tuned because the next level tutorial for the R10 will be covering the more advanced creative modes, which really harness the power this beast of a camera offers. It does require a bit of learning, but don't worry. I use visual aids to make the concepts easier to learn. All right, so I really hope you have a great time out there taking some photos and videos with your new camera, and I will catch up with you soon. Take care.